Hi, everybody. Today I'm going to show you about how to do a laser toner image transfer into acrylic. So I'm going to flip my camera down to the table here and show you how this is done. And this is a great way to do something a little bit different with your work, to incorporate a photographic image. I like using images that have a lot of white space so that, as you can imagine, when we do this, the white paper is going to disappear. And what you'll be left with is the black lines. And like I showed you in this image here, for example, that is a place of, where I used to transfer. That is also a transfer. All this black shape here is a transfer from a toner, laser toner image. And so is this, this is the latest one I did, the tulip. So there's still a little bit of white paper stuck to here. I just need to go back over that with some clear glossy gel medium, and that will just disappear. So that's what we're going to do. And the first thing I'm going to do is put down some gel medium. I mean, I like gel medium. You can put down paint. You can really use a number of things to do this transfer into. And as you can see here, I'm just using a piece of mat board. Just want to get my medium ready to go here. Okay, so I'm using what you all have, a soft gel gloss medium. See that? And what I'm going to do is squeeze it onto my piece of cardboard here. This is kind of a long and tall image, so I'm going to really use enough here. Make sure I have enough out. And I'm going to brush it out. Just make sure to put your brush back in water because it will harden if you don't do that. I've actually got more than I need here. Oh, it's okay. I'm just going to move that over there for the moment and just smooth this out. Of course, you want to be more exact. You can always put down your image and then just trace the shape around it with a pencil. I'll always do that too. All right, so now I'm going to take my image. I'm going to put my little heron flat down on the page. I'm going to be very careful not to get the medium onto the back of the paper. That's where you run into trouble trying to get this stuff off. And as Melanie showed you in her video, the woman who did the instant video, we're going to try and do that now. She is using some sort of a scraper to, flatten out everything under here. And you want to go outwards so that you don't bring the acrylic onto the back. Move it away. You want to clean this off and make sure that you're not getting any medium on the back of the page. Okay, it seems pretty good. And you want a nice and tight bond between the image and the surface that you're gluing it onto. So we're just going to let this sit another minute. And as Melanie said, there's sort of a sweet spot when it's not too dry, but it's not too wet. And you can easily just peel up one of the corners, see if the black toner is transferring. So yeah, I don't really understand, you know, why you might want to do this with a full color image with no background behind it. Seems to me there are easier ways to do that. If you wanted to do that, you might as well just, you know, glue the image on as a collage piece. Because this is, you know, sort of a pain to go through all the steps. So I really don't know that you would want to do this with something that's full color. I think black and white is really the most striking way to do this, personally. Okay, I think we're about ready to see if this is prepared. I'm going to just take the edge here and pick it up and see. Oops, that's a little tricky. I'm going to try this down here. Yeah, there it goes. Okay, so here I go. I'm going to peel this up. Yeah, and anywhere where you see that it didn't take as well just means that you didn't get quite enough medium there, or you didn't, you know, press fully hard enough. So, you know, it is definitely done better if you have a nice heavy design. I think it comes out a little bit better. We've got the feet down here. I'm going to make sure that those transferred. And so you just kind of keep holding it. As Melanie says too, it's, you know, sometimes you can get a whole big piece at the same time to pull up. Which you're kind of doing here. There you go. So it's delicate. You know, just be careful that you don't tear it with your fingernails. It's definitely not something to do if you're in a rush. So this is, you know, still damp, and you can still go back into it and just take the soft spots on your fingers and roll it. I mean, this is really time consuming and kind of picky business. Again, you don't want to do it if you're trying to rush through it, but you just stay with it. You will get it. We'll get it off. If it starts to pull up, you're either, you know, trying to get it up you know, by using your fingernails, you're going to tear it. There we go. So that's looking pretty good. So as you can see, you know, the black is transferring really nicely, and you have all these areas of white, which, you know, presumably you could put this down on a painting so that you have, you know, the background showing through it, or, you know, you can use now paint into it with transparent color, and it would just, you know, kind of blend right in, looking like a background. So just really fun to do it in image this way. Okay, so anyway, you get the general idea, and anything that's left over, you're going to spray with your little spray container, and I'm going to say it's a little bit too soon to use a spray on it. I would come back on this a little bit later, but you know, there's nothing wrong with just letting it sit, letting the paper dry, and then coming back and spraying the back, and then, you know, it's a lot more surefire way to do it, because this takes practice. It took me a while to be able to do this. It really did. I had to do a number of them before I got the hang of it. But the trick is just, you know, to not get any of the excess gel on the back of your image. Okay, so that's how that one is done. And then there's the other one that you can do, which I'm going to just show you right beside it, which is like the one I just mentioned, where you are Well, you can use a page protector and actually make a skin. So why don't we do that? All right, so this is my page protector. It's a nice size, and of course, if you want something bigger, HDPE plastic is what you want. Let me write that down, HDPE. It's a specific kind of plastic that releases the paint, the acrylic, from the surface. Obviously, will stick to plexiglass, and you can't use plexi. That's one thing that it will love and stick to. But page protector HDPE is great. Okay, so now we're going to do a skin using some more of this. I'm just looking for another container of the soft gel gloss. Pretty sure I have some more. You will use the other one, the heavy gel matte, because that's the other one that's in your container, and we'll just show you how you might do that. So same thing, I'm going to squeeze out a bunch onto your page protector, and you're going to take your spreader. Okay, so here we go with our heavy gel matte medium. Just finished spreading this in the general area, and I just decided to use a small part of that design, small part of this heron. And of course, you can make it as thick as you want to, and you know now how important it is to not make these skins too thin. So that's probably pretty good. I'm just going to flip it over and a little bit, because I think this beak is a little bit going to go a little bit off the page here. All right, and then you're just going to place it right on top of that mound of medium and basically let it sit. And in this way, you know for sure that you're going to get a very good contact. This is a fail-safe way to do it. You really want to do it so that you're sure that it transfers well. And just let it sit for a while till it's thoroughly dry, which could be overnight, depending on your the heating and the day, whether it's rainy or really dry. But yeah, just put it on there and just let it sit there. Yep, and that's what you'll do. And of course, you can do the same thing with paint. Now we can try another one over here, where we just take some paint that I've got lying around here and spread that out. Same thing, we're going to make a skin using the paint. And just make a small skin so that we can add another piece of our image here. And the feet, I cut the feet out and stick those in. And then what we'll have is, a skin that's got feet in it, which is kind of interesting. You can imagine how you might want to use those, and then just lay it in there flat. So, these are not the instant kind. These are the kind that we're just going to wait overnight, let them really dry solidly. When I come back, we'll spray with water the backs of the paper. So the paper is just going to lift up, but the toner gets stuck in the acrylic.